small is San Mindanao. It's the Muslim situation. So Mindanao is okay. It's just a certain portion of Mindanao that you have a problem with. And I didn't just say understand it. I said respect, understand, and accept. You know, you have to respect our Muslim brothers. Just simply because even before the Spaniards came here, they were already here. And when the Spaniards came here, they asserted their character. Lapu-Lapu, Sorongan, Magapap, Sultan Kudarat, they were never beaten by the Spaniards, except for Sultan Kudarat for a while. So when I look at it, I pay respect to that, and I would like to see not just 8 rays in the sun, but the first ray should have been the Muslim ray. Because Lapu-Lapu was the first Asian to beat the colonial invader. He is both Tausu and Bisaya. So you have to accept also their ways. Remember that the Islamic culture is one of the most fantastic cultures in the world. And they brought us algebra, they brought us a lot of things, you know, designs. And they influenced Spain for that matter. The patios, all these arches that you see, the churches are even influenced by them. Design, even dresses, you know, the panuelo, that's really part of the Muslim people. Now, when you look at our Muslims here, they were marginalized because when Spain came here, he discovered, oh, it's the Muslims again. It's the Moros again. They call them Moros in Spain. They were conquered for 800 years by, there was a reconquista that they call it, trying to get back their country. From the Berbers first and then the Moorish, and that's why they were called Moros. So when Magellan was demolished by Lapu-Lapu, defeated, and we say that in our national anthem as the Malulupig Bika Masisiil. Said, oh no, it's the Moors again. So they put St. James of Compostela here, defeating the Muslims, the infidels, and then what happened? They made the Muslims, those who were not converted, as our enemies. The same way they forced some of the Muslims in Spain to become Moriscos. They did the same thing to us. So, naging kalaban natin, hindi natin dapat kalaban. So, pag nakita nyo sa mga piyesta natin, Moro-Moro, pagka may time festival, di ba, Moro-Moro, parang kalaban natin ang mga Muslim. But to make a long story short, what has happened is that, remember that the Sultanate of Sulu was one of the most fantastic sultanates in the world. They were able to help Brunei and Borneo get Sabah. And that was their reward for helping them when they tried to beat the rebellions out there. And then, of course, when they created the Sultan of Sulu, remember it was Duka, I think is his name, who went to China long before the Spaniards came. And he was honored by the Emperor of China. So you see, you have all these things happening in our country, then they are all of a sudden marginalized and excluded. That's the beginning of the problem. You exclude them, and you distinguish them as the enemy, then what happens? Until they marginalize sila, and then eventually, what do you have? When you go to Sulu, what used to be the Sultanate of Sulu, which is a lot better than Maynila or Cebu or Sumpu, a long time ago before the Spaniards came, has become very impoverished. And what do you have now? Kids can't even go to school with good teachers. Takot magbigay ng examen yung Professional Regulatory Commission. So volunteer teachers sila. I had to report that to Gloria Royal when I visited there. Kita mo, because of the gulo there, bata pa kami, may Kamlun na, may MNLF, may MILF, ngayon ASG. We always fight, but we don't try to fix the problem. So, education is a problem, health is a problem, lack of infrastructure is a problem. They cannot even sell their products. This once proud race, they used to conquer Spain, who beat Spain and beat the other, you know, in the combat, are now, you're trying to make them farmers, but even if they farm, they cannot sell their mangosteen, they cannot sell their durian, you know, and so, ayaw pumunta doon ng Department of Trade, so they get poorer and poorer, and because they get poorer and poorer, the only choice is go back to the guns, or their campinas and their grist, and all that. So to make a long story short, this situation has perpetrated itself upon our country, and because of that, ang tingin natin sila kalkalaban. They have never really tried to uphold their dignity. They have not really uphold their education. Ang masama pa niyan, araw ang policy pumunta ang Tiga Luzon sa Mindanao, and because many of them were uneducated, the Christians were able to get a lot of their lands, and it's not the fault of the Christians, but you know, you try to develop a country, you go like the United States, they move forward, and if the adaptability to change isn't there, and if the opportunities for change is reserved exclusively to Christians and not to Muslims, what happens is conflict and exclusion. So, in my experience, when I got there and reported that, I went back there and got the C-130, and we got the fruits of these people. Put them on a C-130 and sold it here in Manila for 130 pesos. 100 pesos. Kinuha ng distansya. There, they could only sell it for 5 pesos. Yung mga crabs sila, namamatay ng high blood pressure. Naggagawa sila ng preserve, sila na bumibili, sila na. So there is no value for what they do. So, you know, there's a lot of pain out there, and you have to assuage that pain. There's a lot of anger on the part of many people also who are kidnapped. So you have to find a way to try and put in investment. If I were president, one of the first things I might do is get an island in Sulu and show them that it can be a tourism enclave. You know, bring domestic tourism there. After all, Sipadan is right next to Sulu, kaya-kaya puntahan ng Abu Sayyaf yan, dito, kaya-kaya rin ko din yung Abu Sayyaf yung mga turista. But if you show that pwedeng kumita other than the gun, pwede kang maglagay doon ng mga, sila mismo ang magpapatakbo and they can make money out of the tourism business, you have to invest in it. And I think there will be slowly a difference in attitude. One of the manifestations of that is I've added a 9th train to the SAM. It's already approved. It's just sitting in Congress. I created a monument for Lapu-Lapu. I want the Muslim Islamic cultural history of the Philippines in the Tramulas, and there's already money for that. Hindi na re-release in Gary Macapaglaro. This is the second year that money is there. And at the same time, create an ecclesiastical history of the Philippines, put them together so people can see the progress of Islam, the progress of the church in our country, and therefore get a better understanding. The other thing I'd like to do is have Muslim children come over and live in Christian homes, you know, make them do the things together. You know, wala naman tayong tension katulad ng ibang bayan, tulad ng Israel. But still, it is always better to try and engage. Enable, engage, and ennoble. Respect, understand, and accept.